Right, let's move on to other things about filming. So we're going to talk about tripod. On the tables in front of you are two tripods with attachment on top of them that holds smartphones. So I'm going to show some videos in a second that I actually filmed earlier today because I wanted to film them today, show you this is how quickly you can turn something around and put something on there. And I use this, and you can find these sort of tripods. It depends on the different ones you have. You might even have them at home already. They might have come with your small little compact camera. And you just figure out what it is for you and but I like these because they're small, they're adjustable. You can take them up, put them down, get them to different heights depending on where it is you want to, depending on what location you're going to be shooting in. But as I said, a tripod, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be stable. Because you might think, oh, well, I'm going to do something a bit like the Jason Bourne movies. And if anybody's seen them, they had this whole thing, shaky cam, where the camera's going all over the place. And even though those are professionals and like highly skilled professionals working those, people still came out of those movies going, oh, I just felt sick. And if you're doing something for your business and the camera's moving all around the place and all that kind of stuff, it's not nice to watch. It's not, I mean, it has to be something great, like, an alpaca attacking a lady. And then people don't care whether it's shaky or not, they will watch that. They will watch that. So yeah, it has to be something like that. And also when we're talking about stability, Morris over there has, and he's showing off when we talk about the rabbit hole of toys that you can go down.
I'm a gadget man.
This, it's a stabilizer. So if let's say you're walking around or something like that, it's something that you can put the phone in, it stabilizes the phone and it gives you a still image as you're moving along. Yeah, that would be good. And those, I mean, that one is, that's on sale on.
About £100-ish.
I found,
When you get your phone in.
yeah.
And then you can, it's not working because there's no phone in there.
There's some black magic involved. But, so it's.
This one is set for somebody, I don't own it, it's set for an iPhone and he can actually adjust my Bluetooth.
Yep.
They are about £100.
I actually found some for 60.
Sorry?
I found some for 60 made by the same company. And so if you wanted to have a play with that, please go see Morris afterwards. But those are the kind of, essentially whatever it is, get it stable. If you're doing something out and about, use something like that. If not, just use a tripod, something like this would do. And I went on Amazon earlier today. I'm not paid by Amazon or anything like that, but it's just where we get a lot of these things from nowadays. I tried to find local companies that did these things, but they're a bit too niche. I think the heads actually got from the Island Photo Center, the clamps. Although you can get them cheaper online. But it's kind of like, so this is why I went online on Amazon earlier today and found those. So those are tripods you can get. You can see the prices there, 15 quid, 7 quid, pretty inexpensive. And so it does not have to be fancy. It just has to be stable and just has to give you a good shot when you're actually looking at it. All right. So I think that's all we have to say on tripod. Any questions on tripods? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go on to lighting. Need I say more? I particularly suffer. I've had pictures taken of me where I've wondered where I was until I saw a floating disembodied mouth with teeth in the middle of the shot. My people have suffered. But anyway, so okay, lighting is quite important, and it's something that you have to think about when you're trying to film something. Think about what the lighting is like. Lighting is something that you have to think about, and quite frankly, the bottom line is, can people see what you want them to see? So this is something that I filmed earlier today on my phone, and if we have a look at that. So you can look at this and you can see, for instance, you can just about see me. But the problem is that the major light source in this room is behind my head, which means that all of this lovely, lovely stuff you don't really get to see because of where the light is. So you have to watch the lighting. Right, I was just saying that the light source is right behind my head, and you might think, oh, this is a lovely thing. Oh, we got lovely bay windows. It will make a lovely backdrop to film. And I've made this mistake myself because you think it looks good until you put a person in it. And then you put a person in it and there's all this light coming in. And because phones are not professional cameras, they have a lot of the software in them tries to balance things out. And it tries to go, oh, we can't really see this, so we're gonna, and so it changes all these levels and everything like that, and it means that you end up with something like that where you can't really see it. And if people can't see you, what's the point? What's the point? So with that, in the same room, I moved around so that the light source is actually on my face. I thought it was a fetching look. I thought it was a fetching look. Okay, so. Now this is in the same room, only that I've switched around. I've just switched around so the light is on my face. And now you can see that you can actually see my face, which if you're going to be talking to the camera is what people are going to be after. People are going to want to look at your face. So, yeah, lighting. That's what happens when you don't write a script. That's what I'm saying. You end up with bye. That's what I'm saying. Do not write a script. So do that. And on here, I have a couple of, and so you might also want to give yourself a help, because anybody who's ever picked up a camera, I can guarantee you, has wished to God that they could control the sun. I mean, even right now that we're filming in here, I know that Joe at the back, who's filming this talk, which will be up on my website afterwards if you want to go back over it again, he's having trouble because the lighting is changing constantly outdoors, because the sun's going down, the light's changing in the room. He's having to like fight with the whole thing. And so sometimes you might want to get a place and actually get your own lighting and say, this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to change. And that's why you use things like this, which, if I put that on, yeah, it's like, so LED has 300s in it. This is this at about 25%. You can turn it up, and if anybody, yeah, even with the lights on in the room, you can see what it can do. But you can essentially control that with, I've got a couple on here if you want to have a play with them. But lighting is important. Figure out what it's like. And I won't go too technical about it. All I'll really say is figure out what you want it to look like. And when it gets to the stage that you go, I like that. That looks good. I would watch that. Then you're golden. You've gotten what it is you're actually after. And going back again to that horrible, horrible place I don't pay the tax, Amazon, these are some of the lights that I have, and you can see that cost like 35 quid, 20 something pounds and all that. So inexpensive if you want to go into that. Now we get onto sound. And as I said, if you might have noticed in the previous videos that I showed you, I hope you noticed that the sound wasn't that great. It was a bit echoey. It was a bit kind of like, oh, how far away from the camera is he? Is he trying to whisper to himself and thinking that everybody can hear him? So I did this to sort of show what happened. I'm going to do a little talking about sound now, for instance. So in the last couple of ones, you might have noticed that the sound was a bit muffled. It sounds a little bit like I'm underwater. But now I have this. This is a simple microphone that cost me, I don't know, something like £5 from Amazon or something like that. So this is what you can hear now is the talking without the microphone on. I'm just going to grab this microphone and clip it onto my shirt and attach this to the phone. And all of a sudden, the sound should improve massively. You should hear a marked difference in the sound, in that you can actually hear me talking, you can hear it better. It is much better to listen to, and you're not spending all your time straining, trying to figure out, okay, what is it that he's saying? You can hear me fine. Cool. I don't think I have to say any more about that. There's a battery behind you. So you have a question? So this is a search that I did earlier today. I did a search earlier today, and I literally just typed in phone lapel mic on Amazon, and all these options showed up. And you can see that there's everything ranging from like I think 100 to like £9, £10 or anything like that. You plug them straight into your phone, and then people can hear you a lot better. And as I said, I looked at it, I was like, I might get that one. But so I might get that. So it's good for, especially if you want to do anything sort of like audio-wise, like podcast or anything like that. Those can actually help as well. But I think you can see the difference between filming using the phone's onboard microphone and just having this little £5 thing, plug it in, and all of a sudden it changes the whole thing. Framing. Now, does anybody know what I mean by framing? So I think we should get frame shame trending. Frame shame. Frame shame. Okay, so essentially everything you guys said, and one of the reasons I filmed in front of this was for all these things. You guys because you guys are not, you're not professional video watchers or anything like that. But just already you're looking at this and you're already seeing what you don't like. you're already seeing what you don't like about it. And so, okay, in all the videos you've seen so far, this is what you've seen. The bit that you can see around me like that, that's the frame. That's what you can see. And framing is all about where you put yourself within that. That's good for people to look at. Now, I've done this almost deliberately, but you can see that it's a bit weird. My chin is round about the bottom of the shot here, which isn't really that great. There's all this space around my head. And if you leave space there, people are going to be looking at the space and not really looking at you. So you're probably looking at that plate above my head and wondering, oh my God, why is that there? What does that mean? Is that an angel? I don't know. But framing is all about where you put yourself, and you have to be careful that you put yourself right. So with something like this, I would think I would much rather be like that. There, my chin's up, my face takes up most of the thing, and you're actually looking at me. I just got to be careful because sometimes people will go like that and put themselves there and trying to give you a video. What you're going to be looking at, you're going to be looking at that. Or put yourself there, you're going to be looking at that. Or put yourself here, you can't even see most of me. Or put yourself like almost off camera. And I've seen things like this where people have done something. There might be somebody else here, but if this person is talking, you need to be able to see their face. So you just need to be careful about framing and where it is you put yourself in the frame. That's essentially what you're saying. So just framing, look at that. And now there's a bit of a knotty problem. This is a bit of almost a civil war in video that's happening nowadays. And I'm going to ask you guys. So what do you think, portrait or landscape? Okay. So what we have here, as I said, is a bit of a civil war in video. It's because you have the old school. More so it's like things that are supposed to be watched on a television. You don't watch a television like that. Therefore, it should be landscape. You have the old school. And then you have the new generation, which is recognizing that most people are watching videos on a phone. And so most people are watching videos on a phone. So what do? Do you film something portrait or do you film something landscape? And you even find now, like, has anybody heard of IGTV? Yeah, Holly's a bit of an Instagram pro. So she's heard of IGTV, which is Instagram's new video offering. And essentially, all the videos on IGTV are portraits. They're that way because they take up the entire screen, because people hold their phones like that. Personally, I don't like it. Personally, I think landscape gives you more stuff. It gives you more real estate to play with, more stuff to put in there and all that kind of stuff. Portrait is very restrictive for video. I don't like it, but I know that that is the way people are using phones. Like even if you look at the different video offerings you have, if you've ever tried to upload a video onto Instagram, the first thing it does is go, we're Instagram, we do things square here. And then it doesn't matter what size the video is, it immediately crops out everything and makes it square. And then you have to go, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a landscape. And then it goes, oh, okay, fine, if that's what you want, fine. And so I've actually done videos where I've had to make two versions of the same video. When I'm filming it, I'm bearing in mind that we have all this real escape, but I'm going to crop that out. So when it goes on Instagram, it takes up more of the screen. It gives people more of a viewing thing when they're actually looking at it. So essentially, the answer to that question, there is no real answer, because landscape, I think, is better to look at. But if people are going to be doing a lot of viewing on the phone, how do you do it? So I would say it depends on what you want people to watch it on. So if you want people to watch it on your phone, and if you think most people are going to be watching it on their phone, you need to think about what's the best way possible that they're going to be viewing this thing on a phone. If you want people to watch it on a TV, you got to think on a laptop, you got to think what that is. And even YouTube has started recognizing this. Because you had the old school box TVs, which are what we call a 4:3 ratio. So everything you used to film in the early 90s, in the ancient days of the early 90s, would have been like a box before widescreens came out, before flat screen TVs came out and it became all widescreen. And YouTube has started going, okay, because they used to show you these videos with black bars down either side. But now they've got rid of the black bars, and they'll recognize what the video is, and they'll just crop the black bars and give it to you in whatever aspect ratio the video was filmed in. So, as I said, it depends. What do you want to see it on? But what I would say is like, for instance, what Maurice said is like, if you're expecting that this thing is going to be watched by people on a TV screen or on the news, please don't film it landscape. It's annoying.
Don't film it portrait.
Portrait. I've been getting those wrong all day. I mean, Holly came in early and I had these two the wrong way around. I had landscape in the portrait thing and portrait in the landscape.
Which do you prefer? And I looked at it for about 10 seconds and I thought,
And I looked at her face.
it's not right.
I looked at her face, looked at the screen, and went, I've got this the wrong way around, haven't I? All right, cool. So that's framing. Location. Now, we've already gone into this already, but who here likes the location that I filmed those shots in? What does that location say to you? Ooh, I like it. Going right for the jugular. Yeah, but that essentially, this is what people, you put something out there and people are just gonna, they're not even gonna think because they're just gonna go, ooh, how about you? Oh, I don't want whatever. But then again, let's say you're talking about looking after people in the home. Let's say you're talking about care in the home. That kind of thing might work because people might watch that and go, okay, yes, that's what I'm looking for. So it's all about making sure that you pick a location that fits with what your business is, with what it is you're talking about, like the farm. So it's like, so all right, cool. And now we're coming towards the end, editing. Now, editing is the final part of the magic because that's where you put everything together. That's where you actually, the final thing you do before you release this thing to the world is edit. Is put your Lego house together. You have all these building blocks. You have whether we're going to be on the farm, whether we're going to be here, what location we're going, what framing we're going to put this thing in, what lighting we're going to put. Then editing is where it all comes together. And usually this is where it comes back full circle to the script. So it comes back full circle because essentially when you write the script, you're thinking about the edit already. You're already thinking about what's this thing going to look like, with most things anyway. Some things like that spontaneously happen. If you get attacked by a sheep, that's spontaneous. You can't really think, okay, I want to film this thing because when I want to edit it, I want it to look good. But you're thinking about the edit, or well, usually when you write the script, you're thinking about the edit. And most computers come with built-in basic software. Now, if you have a Macintosh, it comes in with iMovie, and that's just packaged straight out of the box, ready to go. And it is, if you're going to start, it's a brilliant thing to start with. It is a brilliant piece of software. That's how first time I ever edited one was on iMovie, until I got to the point where I thought, you are holding me back. I'm going off to somewhere else. But it's a brilliant piece of software to use. I know Windows computers used to come with Windows Movie Maker, but I think they still do? Yes, I think Windows 10, the new Windows, I think they've gotten rid of it. I think we were doing some research beforehand, and they think they've gotten rid of it. But what they tell you is that you can look onto the Windows App Store and you can find a whole bunch of different things that can help you. I know the Google Store also has them as well. That you can look and you can just get something that's nice, quick, easy, bish, bash, bosh. We've got something together. We put music in the background, put some titles on it. We're done. And so I don't have any recommendations, quite frankly, because it's just grown bigger. But I would say something like iMovie is pretty good. If you have an older Windows that has Windows Movie Maker on it.
Windows 10 and it's got Movie Maker. So.
It's got Movie Maker. Play around with that. Start off with that because it's a good entry level thing with you. And then if you get to the point where you're like, oh, this is holding me back, go get something else. And phones also come with basic editing features. So I think somebody was saying something about when you film something on your phone, you can get it online straight away. So if you look on the phones, and you know the same way you can go to pictures and go edit. If you have a video and you go to edit, there will be at least a basic thing where you can just say, okay, this thing is too long. The bit at the beginning where I leant over and pressed the record button, I don't want that in there. So you can just trim it and go, get rid of that. The bit at the end where I sat down and went, thank God that's over. Don't want that in there. So you can trim it, cut it out, and then you can send that. So phones come with basic editing software. I think on mine's a Samsung, and it even had something in the corner that went like, it said Movie Maker. And I tapped on it and was like, oh, you must download Movie Maker because we can make movies on your phone for you. So there's all these things that can actually do stuff on your phone. So the idea is you film it on your phone, you do everything on your phone, you put it online. So all I can say is go out there, try it, and try it out. And editing, it's pretty much like making a scrapbook. So you know when you make a scrapbook, you go, right, I've got a blank page. Now I want that there in that corner. I want that there in that bit. I want that there in that bit. That's what editing is. It's like saying, okay, what do I want to see first? What do I want to see next? What I want to see, what I want to hear when I'm seeing this, all that stuff. So going back to the script. And it all comes back to the script when you actually, the script tells you this is how we're going to edit this thing, this is how we're going to put it together. And now, from the script that I showed you earlier, I would like to show you the final video that actually came back out as a result of this. I know some of you might have seen this video. It was released probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago or something. But this is the final video that we came from the script. So they wanted to see how much it kept to the final script, and also answers Maurice's question as to how did we get around the fact that Barry White's estate probably wouldn't let us use his music legally. So,
as every parent knows, it's hard to see them leave home. And even harder to be sure you've given them the right tools to survive in the wider world. At RJR Solicitors, we're happy to help you and your family navigate the pitfalls and make that first successful house move. With some other things, you're on your own. RJR Solicitors. Legal advice with the human face.
So that's what we did with that. That's about a minute. A minute long. And so you can see the way that from the script and everything like that, and then the editing and putting all the different bits together. And hopefully now we've shown you a little bit about how the sausage is made. You can see the individual bits that went in to make that. And we just forgot about Barry White.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we finished a little bit early, but this was always the plan. We have lights, we have tripods, and you are the action. So, so if anybody wants to have a go at just sort of like okay, Maurice is already getting his toy out.
Not mine. I wish it was, but it's not mine.
Yeah, so it's
Literally,
like, if you want to have a play at that and see what that looks like, if you have a stabilizer like
go
that,
up and down.
if you want to try and attach your phone to one
That'd
of
be ideal
one
for
of
filming cheap.
Okay guys, sorry, just one second. If you want to attach your phone to one of these things and just see what it looks like and get a feel of it, and even if you might even want to try some of the script that you've written down, if you have something that's just you on camera, and just say, okay, what does this actually feel like? Let's start feeling it out. Please feel free to do that now. Feel free to do that now. Try that out, and if there's any questions, ask me. I think you all have my email address, so if there's any questions you have after the event, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. If you started trying to do a video, if you press something and everything's blown up, give me a call. We'll see if we can sort something out. And as I said, the next one, which is going to be about making serialized content, which is what I think is going to be a good thing for a lot of businesses, make it something that's regular, make it something that keeps going out there. That's going to be on the 31st of October. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been, but more importantly, whether you enjoyed it or not, I don't really care. Has it been helpful? I care more that it's actually been helpful. So, yeah, so if it's been helpful, thank you very much. Hopefully see you guys in a month on the 31st of October back here, and please go out there, start trying to make videos and yell at me if things start going wrong. Thank you.